fair housing decoder is an energy booster. As a fair housing decoder, I've mentioned that we do need to be reporters, but notably, some are real estate professionals, whether appraisers, lenders, agents. Some of us have said that if we're going to be held accountable, that's actually going to put an even bigger barrier in place of fair housing. In the American Banker, it was reported in an email quote tirade that an appraiser wrote that the intensified focus on appraisal bias will backfire and lead appraisers and lenders to avoid making loans to minority borrowers. With those examples, I get it. Some of us may cringe and think, well, off with their heads, let's do away with them. And I say again, no, that's not necessarily the best approach because we're in a community together. So this resistance, though, to external accountability is a big deal because if people don't want to, and when I say people, I mean professionals, real estate professionals don't want to participate in fair housing, we, as fair housing decoders, we've got a job to do. And let me mention something. Many of you have probably heard about the carrot and the stick, which have been used as forms of motivation, right? So from a motivation standpoint, if we were training a dog, we could take the standpoint of beating them with a stick in order to get them to comply. Or we can take the standpoint of, they say carrot. I know back in the day, carrots were a treat. I always like to say carrot cake. A different way we can use to motivate people is with the carrot, or as I said, carrot cake. So to take an approach where we're either slapping people on the wrist, which is what we're hearing and people are resisting, or we can take an approach where it's an energy booster, where it's more rewarding. Okay, so what I say we should do is ask another question. And that question is, how can we incorporate fair housing rewards and awards? Here's the thing, every spring, real estate, whether you are an appraiser, you're a broker, most of us in the spring, we have this big hoopla. It's our sales season. It's our award season. It kind of mimics, what the Grammys and the Oscars and all of these things, right? But what I have noticed until I started talking about this, many of us did not reward people for fair housing. Again, it's been more of the slap on the wrist approach, and that's relevant. There's a time and place for that. But I also think, again, we have to do more to celebrate the wins and to encourage people with carrot cake. So during our award season, we can start including awards that say highest rated fair housing and lending advocate, or highest rated fair housing agent, highest rated fair housing lending partner for our vendors. Maybe we even include most improved fair housing and or lending advocate. It's important that even if someone has a fair housing and or lending complaint against them, there is a chance for them to improve. There's a chance for redemption. There's a chance for growth. This is not about cancel culture. This is about helping everyone improve and promote fair housing, equal access and opportunity for everyone. What other fair housing and lending award categories can you think of that can become a part of your culture? And I will say, since I've been talking about this, in the year 2022, NAR announced for the first time in its history a Fair Housing Champion Award. And I thought that was amazing because I know this is something that I have been writing about, teaching at conferences where there have been the National Association of Realtor representatives. They've come up to me after courses to talk about it. So to see that it's being implemented at a national level, I absolutely know we can do it at your company level, at your local association level, even at your team level, again, so that we can promote fair housing